tonight. Overall, I thought offensively we seemed like we moved the ball well the first 3 series, so that was good. Obviously had a big drop in the red zone. When you get the ball down there, we want to get 7 and not 3. We moved it down there deep a couple times and didn't quite get it in, and that's been a problem, and we got to continue to keep working on it. When we get the ball down there, I thought we had the right plays, just didn't execute as well as we needed to. But I like where we're at. I think it looks like we're going to be healthy come game week. We should be pretty close to 100% healthy and feel like we've had a lot of good work. And I think the kids are excited to move forward into the preparation for Idaho. So we'll, all our attention over the next week and a couple days. We'll have a couple extra days to work on Idaho and hopefully come up with a good game plan and come out with a big game in a week and a half.
What are your first impressions of Idaho?
Well, the thing that jumps out at you is they return probably 18 to 19 starters, so they have a big nucleus of their players back. They played a lot of good teams. They played USC and Washington State last year, so they know what it's like. Fresno State, so they played a lot of good teams and moved the football. Defensively, they struggled stopping people consistently last year, but I believe they'll be a much improved team over last year. So I think it'll be a good football game. I know they're excited about improving from their year a year ago. So again, we're going to worry about us and prepare for everything we can and hopefully come out and play well.
What has Tito Foster done the last 3 or 4 days to show that he wants some playing time?
You're always looking for those good stories, aren't you? Tito just plays hard and has really worked hard. And we're going to reward Tito's with a walk-on. We're going to reward him with a 1-year scholarship, and he certainly has earned that. And he's become a very good player. He'll be one of our special teams guys, but he's working his way to try to get some playing time with the defense.
So how concerning is it to you, Coach, that you're not punching it in the red zone as much as you may like at this point?
Well, it's, you got to make plays. And, what do? You draw up a play and a guy drops the ball. I don't know what, guys have to be more reliable, come up with big plays. And that's, that'll hurt you if you do that, especially when you draw it up the way you want it and get the play that you think you're going to have. But, hopefully Mike Thomas will be in there and he'll make that play.
Is there anything said about the 22 starters?
Pardon me?
Is there anything said about the 22 starters, or is it still fluid?
I would say it's probably pretty set. I wouldn't. We got some guys on twos that we feel good that warrant playing time with the ones. I like our linebackers. There's 5 linebackers that played really well in camp. Ronnie's, Vuna Tuihamak has really played well in Ronnie's absence. Ronnie should be good to go. He wanted to play tonight, but we just didn't want to stress him. So those guys will, play some. So I've been happy with our linebackers. All 5. Adrian McCovey's played well in camp. Robert Golden's pushing for playing time. So there's I think we're set on our starting 22, but I think we feel good about 3 or 4 guys on both sides of the ball that'll play a great deal. The receivers, I continue to like what Jerron Kreiner and David Douglas are doing, Keil Antinoan. So it's I think you'll see some guys that have some opportunities, hopefully, here early in the season to see what they can do when their numbers called. But I think we feel better about our depth than we ever have.
Is the running back situation kind of sorting itself out? You got 4 guys and maybe one.
Yeah, we like all those guys. I think Keola, I knew this year we would be better at running back. Just got more versatility, I think, with those guys. Nick did some good things tonight. He sprained his shoulder. I don't know how bad that'll be, but I don't think it's too serious. And it's good to see him in the open field. He's a big, strong, physical runner, so it's good to see him get some open space. Keola has been, he's been really a steady player for a young kid. And Nick started to show up and make some plays. It was good to see. He's had kind of a quiet camp, and to see him make some plays out there today was good. So we feel good about all those guys.
You got
as
Bobby,
well.
he's a receiver as well.
Yeah.
How do you sort that out, or is that a good
Well,
problem to have?
I think it just, it becomes about reliability with those guys. And, when your number's called, you only get so many opportunities to make plays. You got to be ready to make them. And we still got some young guys that need to keep developing. But I think they could have an excellent group. That could be a very disruptive group if we continue to improve. I think we're catching the football for the most part today. We had a couple drops by some young guys. We didn't play Terrell Turner or Mike Thomas, so we know what those guys can do. So it was, we're resting a lot of those guys. They run a lot of routes in camp. We want to make sure we got a lot of pop once, next Saturday comes around.